everybody, so I've got a mixture of things today. I've just picked up 4 shades of the brand new Bobbi Brown Face Enhancer, which can be used on face, cheeks and lips. I've got 4 different shades. One that's probably more of a slightly bronze, sun-kissed bronze look. So I haven't got any bronzer on my cheeks today, so we can try it as a sort of bronzer. And then I've got 3 sort of blush shades, which I will attempt to sort of layer together. I do like to mix blush shades, and also we'll try them on the lips. But if you saw me recently review the new Chanel, which I'm massively in love with, the Chanel Rouge Coco, I've picked up 3 new shades. I'm just reading what they are. I've got 124 Marie, 102 Flying Clouds and 104 Mademoiselle. I told you I'd go back for more. These absolutely blew my mind when I tried them. So I've picked up 3 more. I haven't tried them yet, so we can try those on together. And I also had a really cool discovery this week. First of all, the first time ever I've bought a Tom Ford perfume. Never bought one before. Every time I've tried any, they're too heavy for me. I don't like them. My husband loves them. I don't. But when I saw this one, which is, I don't know how you pronounce it. I have got it in my notes, so I will get it right later. Anyway, Taormina. If I've got that wrong, I will get it right later. But this is the orange perfume, fragrance of the summer, potentially for me. But I found a new one today. A new one that came as a sample. I don't think I've ever bought a perfume from a sample this fast in my life. I had it on my hand for 5 minutes, straight on the website and bought it. So I'm only going to talk about the sample, but I've bought it and it was such a good price. I don't know if that's available outside the UK. Anyway, we'll get into that at the end, but fragrances of the summer found. And I'm going to layer them today, so I'm quite excited to layer them. So I can't wait to try all of this. I really can't. I'm very excited. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Hannah. I'm 49 and here on my channel I like to show you lots of new releases just like these. I like to show you lots of luxury makeup, a bit of affordable if I think it's interesting to you. And I do lots of updates on all the products I'm using and testing, so you can always get an update on everything I'm using later on in the month and throughout the year to see how I'm getting on with things. And you can also message me anytime on all the products I'm always testing. So if you think this sort of content interesting, I do upload here several times a week, and I'd be over the moon if you did subscribe to my channel. If you're already subscribed, welcome back. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you very much. And let's dive straight into this exciting collection of new products. Let's start with Bobbi Brown. Actually, before I completely start, let me just quickly mention I found all shades of the Bobbi Brown Face Enhancer on John Lewis, and here in the UK apparently we have more shades. I think they've launched everywhere else, but with less shades. So if you're not, if I show you some shades now that you can't get, that's why. Hopefully they will eventually launch everywhere. If you're in the UK and you're looking for them, I've linked below the John Lewis link. They were available there. And when I went to order, John Lewis had a huge sale. I think it must have just been for Mother's Day weekend, because I'm now on Monday, and when I looked, I don't think it was still on offer, but I got my precious Bobbi Brown face base in the biggest size. I've already bought 2 of the smaller sizes. It was on sale in Boots. I got those 30% off, and I got this 30% off on John Lewis. So this is the big 100ml one. So I've now got 3 backups because it's looking highly likely this is definitely going to be changed. Okay, it still might be good, but I cannot take a risk. Every time I bring this up, by the way, I get a lot of comments about why am I using a product that's not safe. It is 100% safe for us to use. It is just that when it's dispersed, I suppose, into the environment, it doesn't naturally, what's the right word? It doesn't, like, compost down is the wrong word. You know when products go into water and they can leave a trace of something that's not safe for the environment? That is what's happening. I know I've used all the wrong words there, but that's what's happening with the one ingredient, which I have discussed, and I can dig it all up and get it out if you want more information. I have shown you here, talked to you about it before, but anyway, that ingredient that's being banned in the EU in 2027 is completely safe. It is not toxic, it's not dangerous, it's completely safe for us to use. So that's why I'm stocking up on them. But I support fully doing things that are good for the environment. I'm not going to argue about them doing it. but I will be stocking up on this because this is my #1 primer. It's the one that works for me, and it's just a lifesaver in so many ways. So I am stocking up. If I see it on offer again, I'll probably do it again. I'll have a lifetime supply by the time they launch the new one, but I'm pretty convinced they will launch a new one. They haven't said it, but somebody pointed out that it's the ingredient that they're banning, I don't know if I can see it now, is very high up on the ingredients list, which means it's very, very likely. Is it the second ingredient? The I think it is actually, cyclopentasiloxane. I think that's it. Looking at the box, it is the second ingredient after water. I could be wrong there because I'm not looking at my notes, but if it is, it's the second ingredient, because I think you have to have a certain percentage of this ingredient in these products for them to ban it. And this is, if it's #2 on the list, is probably likely to be banned. And the fact that it's being reduced all the time, I keep seeing it on offer. I mean, fair enough, John Lewis had a lot of offers on other products that aren't going to change, but I have seen it on offer in Boots and John Lewis and elsewhere. So the fact that that's happening suggests it's going to be removed from shelves, in my opinion. Anyway, let's get on to the Bobbi Brown. Again, a Bobbi Brown product. It popped up actually when I was looking for these. That's how it happened. I wasn't looking for it, but it popped up. So thank you, John Lewis, for being so clever. So what is the face enhancing stick, and why was I so excited to review it? Because I don't actually review a lot. Thank you, doggies. Sorry, doggies have now calmed down and had the treat they were nagging for. Yeah, I don't normally review Bobbi Brown these days because I haven't been very thrilled with a lot of their launches, if I'm honest with you. I did used to love Bobbi Brown, but lately not so much. But these really, really caught my eye. I say I don't love Bobbi Brown. I've recently bought some lipsticks, which I love. I just haven't been doing full collection reviews. That's what I mean. A couple of the recent launches didn't appeal to me, and I don't think they appealed to everyone else quite as much. But anyway, these really do. And the reason they really do at first was the shade selection. If you have a look through, I mean, I'll try and get a picture of them, but it is John Lewis. I'm not sure if I can. So if I can, I'll put it on the screen now. If I can't, that's why. But anyway, I've got a good selection here. But the shades they've got are really good, and they're quite different. And because these are face sticks as well as cheeks, that means you can try and pick a shade that you might be able to use in different ways. So different skin tones could use these in different ways. So what might work as a very bold blush on me could be an almost contour on a different skin tone. I like that. I like products that are multi-purpose. I like the fact that recently we're getting lip and cheek products that genuinely really, really work. So I'm hoping this will be one of them. And also this one has skincare in, which I tend to get on very well with when I'm applying products that have skincare in. So it's described as a multitasking cream stick bringing together skincare and colour for skin that looks fresh, plump and naturally radiant. Designed for face, cheeks and lips, as I said. Buildable wash off colour with a soft dewy finish. Again, I do like the dewy finish, enhancing the skin rather than covering it, so good for natural looks. Although today I am wearing a matte base because I'm still testing out the NARS natural matte. I did actually today, I've linked it. I saw Stephanie Marie, I'm going off topic again. I saw Stephanie Marie here on YouTube, who is really, really clued up on foundations. She also noticed that this was drying, so she found that the new Dior Natural Matte, the Skinwear, Forever Skinwear, what's the full title of it? Anyway, Forever Skinwear, maybe that's the full title, but this is the matte one. She noticed that this one was a bit more glowy for a matte, and this one is a bit too dry for a matte, so she thought, why don't you mix the two together? So I thought, what a cool idea. Plus, this one I've got in shade 0CR, is more my proper shade, slightly too light, I suppose. And the shade Montblanc that I got, Montblanc, sorry, is too dark for me, too orangey, I suppose. So mixing these two together is giving me a better colour and it's giving me a better finish. So if you bought both of these and you had similar issues, too glowy, I didn't find this too glowy by the way, but anyway, a lot of people did. Too glowy for a matte, too dry for a matte. Mix the two together and you get what I've got on now. Just letting you know briefly. But the point of me telling you that is I've got quite a matte base on. A matte base that I haven't set, so my face can definitely take creams quite well, but I don't have a very dewy, glowy finish at the moment, and it'd be quite nice to introduce that. But I do think that products like this are going to work very nicely with products like Victoria Beckham foundation or skin tints and things like that, where you just want that natural look, or maybe even no foundation and just a bit of concealer. So they can be used like that. So it even says here actually, use beautifully on bare skin or foundation and it won't disturb your base. So let's see if it doesn't. Powered by Plump Glow Complex hyaluronic acid filled spheres, which means it'll be hydrating and plumping, which is good. A nourishing blend of jojoba, sunflower seed and safflower oils, which help to boost hydration for 24 hours. And when you've got something like a matte base, you could really do with that sort of hydration. I could anyway. And it's designed to fit seamlessly into your everyday routine, add hydration, glow and dimension in one simple step, whether you're creating a natural makeup look or finishing your full face. It's now saying what I just said, so there we go. Benefits and claims: 24-hour moisture, 8-hour wear, 8-hour plumping, 8-hour glow, 8-hour non-settling, non-creasing, non-poring. We'll see how it does. Helps improve the moisture barrier. So swipe directly onto the face, cheeks or lips, blend with your fingers or a brush, wear on bare skin or layer over makeup. So let's get straight into the colours that I got. So we'll start with the one that I thought could be a sort of summery bronze in a way. So this one, I think it's called Morning Dew. Yeah, this is number 1, probably the lightest in the launch. So this is how the packaging looks. It's quite basic packaging, it's nothing fancy, just plastic. Twist up, there's no cap. So here is Morning Dew. Wait a minute, I'm saying this could be bronzy. I think this is the one I thought was a highlight actually. Yeah, this isn't bronzy. I'm completely wrong saying that. This has a sort of highlight glow to it, so I'm going to use that as a highlight to end with. I'm wrong about that, my bad. So we'll use that at the end. Actually, we'll look at all of them. So this one is Scarlet Tease. I was quite brave with this one because I have lately been loving red blushes, and again this sort of shade of red appealed to me. It's the sort of shade of red I think I might like, and hopefully, yeah, I think that'll be absolutely fine. I'm really enjoying natural red flush looks, and I do think red, being the colour of blood, gives you the most natural blush you could possibly have, really. This next shade here, this is called Cheeky Pink, number 40. I had to go for one. There is a lighter pink, but I've gone for the more bold Cheeky Pink. And the last one I've got to show you is, what number is this one? Sunset. Oh, maybe this one could be bronzy actually. Maybe I should start with this one. Let's see what it looks like on my hand. Yeah, that could be a bronzy type shade, I suppose. But for me, that would be a blonzer, not a bronzer. So blush and bronze all together. So let's just try it. I'm going to start with this one, wondering if it could be a bronzer. I'll use my, it said fingers, but I'm going to be going, especially because of the matte base, I won't go with fingers today. So I'm going to go with the F4 brush from Mario. I feel like that lifted my foundation a bit, you know, because you can see redness on my cheek. If you look at that, oh, I don't know. I'm going to take it, but I am putting it on top of matte, which, oh, that's nice. Yeah, this could definitely be a blonder shade. It's working better, I think, not rubbing it across the face. I don't know if it moved my makeup. I have got a light layer on today, to be fair. I didn't build it up. It's a very light layer. No, I don't think it did. Maybe that was just my imagination. So that's a very light layer, because this colour looks very bold, but this is going to, it does say buildable. Let's take a bit more at the top there. I don't want to layer too much because I actually want these to actually be layered together so I can actually try all the shades. I do like playing around with different shades like that. That is giving a very, very light amount of pigment, a very natural. It is like a natural bronze really. Let's take a little bit up here so I can see if it's, I do have a little bit of powder bronze at the top here, but let's just take it up so I'll get that sort of dewy finish and a bit more colour. Yeah, I think that definitely works, and it works on my skin tone, so that's good, even though this isn't what I would consider a bronzing shade for me. But just taking a light amount of this, I think this would be a really nice one for the natural look, wouldn't it? So if you're just going with a skin tint or just a bit of concealer, something like this will just pop that bit of warmth. Yeah, you can see, I thought it was removing makeup. It's almost like, because it gives me a slight reddish tone. Because it does have a slight reddiness to this, doesn't it? Do you know what? That shows how natural the colour is, because I thought, is it removing foundation and showing my sort of natural redness underneath? But no, it's actually giving me a pop of sort of redness, but it does look like my real skin. That's really given me a much more natural finish. I'm not enjoying testing out all these mattes, I have to say, so I'm really happy bringing a bit of life back to my skin. Let's try this shade on my lips. I've got nothing on at the moment. Gosh, that brings a lot of colour to the lips. So does this mean, sorry, got a bit of sticky on my lip there. Does this mean there's another product that works for cheek and lips? I think it does. Just take a bit more. That really does show pigment, doesn't it? I really like this. That's lovely. Oh, there's something about these cheek and lip products at the moment. They are just so good. I think from the way this feels, as usual though with this type of product, you're not going to get a huge amount of longevity on the lips, but it's not super wet and dewy on the lips. It's hydrating and comfortable, so I don't need any sort of balm or anything on my lips. It's giving me the hydration I need, but it's not super wet. So I do think this will probably last a bit longer than others I've tried. That is very pretty. That's very nice on the lips, it really is. And look, if you just got it as a lipstick, actually, it'd be lovely because it's so easy to apply. But again, it's one of those products, pop in your bag, keep in your pocket, just do this and tap on a bit of colour during the day or onto the lips, which is my favourite type of product. This is exactly what I was saying recently. What product did I recently review that I said that about? I won't bore you trying to remember. Maybe, oh, the Rhode. I was recently reviewing the spring release from Rhode, and they're exactly the same. They're very good for lips and cheeks, and just that's the thing, you can just pop it on. I love that look. I would happily actually finish and leave my face like this and do nothing else as a sort of natural day. I know I've got my eyes done, but I don't have a lot on my eyes. If you're wondering what I've got on today, I've got the Chantecaille Dusk Trio that launched, well, at Christmas actually I got mine, but it's their spring trio, which I have reviewed here on my channel and I love. I haven't gone back to it since I reviewed it very much because I haven't had the chance with all of the eyeshadows, so it's quite nice to use that again today. Right, let's look at another one. So I was thinking I would like to build these two together, but for now I think I'll try one on each side because we do have a little bit of colour already there. But let's think of that more as I've put my bronzer on, because there is no bronzer on my cheeks. I didn't add the contour or anything, so the colour I've got now is just from that number one, no, not Morning Dew. Morning Dew is the, I just used Sunset. So now we're going to go with Scarlet Tease. So I'm going to take the brush again and let's try it on the top part of the cheek. Oh good. It's a red that I do not need to be scared of at all. These products are so natural and gorgeous, and look how easy. That's a tiny, tiny, tiny touch of redness. I mean, hopefully you can see that. I know if I completely stop here, you're going to say I can't really see it much, but for me, I just love that tiny touch. I just think it's so natural. Anyway, let's go up a few notches. Let's go up a lot of notches. Let's be brave. So, all that. So it really shows how this is a buildable product. Am I going to whip out my foundation brush and calm that down a lot? Oh, that's pretty though, isn't it? So I'm going completely over the bronzy shade I had there now, which I probably wouldn't choose to do. I like the fact that we have that almost ombre effect. Let's take it to the nose a bit so it's giving me that fresh flush. Oh, I like a pop of that on the nose. That looks really nice. Do you like to do that? I really enjoy doing that. Here's my foundation brush, which I now feel like I do need just a bit of, because I've gone a bit too low. I don't like it to be too low. See how immediately that came right off. I do think these are not going to be massive when it comes to longevity, because look how quickly that removed just with the foundation brush down. how balmy are they going to feel. We'll do the hair test at the end. It doesn't feel massively sticky, but my hair could stick to my face. But we'll do the powder test as well. I'll powder it and put it on top. We'll do that at the end. So that was Scarlet Tease. Before I move to the next one, let me take this lip off and try Scarlet Tease on the lips. My lips are going to be very busy today because we've got those 3 Chanel lips to try. So hopefully they're going to cooperate. I think I'm just about recovered from the dryness of travelling over in recent days. Right, I'll just go straight in with it, so let's see. Now, you know I'm not a red lip wearer, so let's keep this light to start with. Oh great, I got my brush, there it is. I'm a nightmare when I'm chatting away reviewing for just sort of throwing things down on my desk and not putting them back. Oh, that is really nice. So light layer, which is what I prefer, looks like this. That is pretty. And you saw how that could be really bold, but this is definitely the most I would want to go with that sort of colour, and I think it's a very natural flush again. Maybe not quite as good as the red we just got from Rhode, which I do have here, so we can do a comparison if you like, with the shades. So the red one I just tried from Rhode was called, oh, I can't read it. It was called Candy Apple. Why can't I remember that? You can see they are quite different. It's a slightly more orangey red, the one from Rhode. But I slightly preferred that shade on me. Although when I see it on my hand, I prefer this one. I prefer this one on the lips, but I slightly preferred the Rhode on the cheeks. But there's not much in it. If you're eyeing them both up, I'm wondering. But I know some people have thought they don't like the Rhode because it's warm, so this is definitely a better option. It's not quite as warm, is it? It's lovely. Let's build it up now to a colour I probably won't like. Gosh, see how buildable these are. I say don't like, but as reds go, even built up, I quite like this one. What do you think? Oh yeah, I like that. That is very nice. These are very user-friendly. I really enjoy them. I love this type of product generally, so I have great fun when I play with them. Let's move now to Cheeky Pink. I'm using exactly the same brush, the F4, because you can see the product literally disappears. I'm using every scrap that's on the tip of the brush, so I don't actually need to clean the product before I go back. There won't be any red left. So this is Cheeky Pink. Oh, this is a nice pink. And you might be put off the boldness of the colour, but you can see when it's applied, it really is very easy to apply a very light layer of everything I've put on today. Well, that's gorgeous. That's a really nice pink. Oh, I love that. Oh, which one? I think because I'm wearing a pink top, I might prefer the pink on me today. I quite like the pink with the red lip, you know, which is very different for me. In fact, I really like it on the lips. Oh, that is pretty. My hairs are determined to stay on my face. This is the current body growth here. You know, I've told a few of you I've got a new layer of hair from Current Body, the helmet. I mean, it is literally all of this is new hair. I didn't used to get hair even growing there, which is great because it's given me a fuller hair look, but it does really come forward much more than I'm used to. If you ever need to know how good that Current Body helmet is. The last time I grew a new hairline was when I was pregnant. And then that one falls out. Oh, that is really nice. So let's build it up a bit more. So this is too much for me probably. Probably not actually, it's not massively over the top, this shade. This is the deeper pink. So I don't know how good a lot of these shades will be if you've got a deeper skin tone. I think it would be fine for fair to medium, but I don't know about medium to deep. I obviously can't speak for those skin tones unless you give me feedback, which would be helpful if you try them. But I don't know, because this is the bolder pink, and that's quite a lot of it built up on my skin, and you can see it's really not that much. I can keep going though. It's not going to build it much more, is it? Yeah, I think that's probably about it. I don't really need to calm this one down in the same way. This one is beautiful. I love it. So let's take this red off, sadly, and put the pink on the lips. Sorry about all these noises in the background. We've got a full house today. Right, comes off very easily. So let's put Cheeky Pink on the lips. Which I can smell this perfume I'm about to talk to you about. It's so good. Very excited I am about that one. So this one is a lot lighter, which was the same as the cheeks. That is very pretty. I like every single one I've tried so far. What a smash hit. Oh, that is lovely. Really, really nice. What do you think? These are really cool. I love them. So I think, again, a bit like Rhode, think Merit the dome shaped, are they called? I was going to say Pocket, that's Rhode, isn't it? The Flushed Blush, that's the one, isn't it, from Merit. Longevity wise, I think we'll get the same, and application wise very similar, but we're getting different colours, and I think these are much better on the lips than Merit. Not that I don't think they're supposed to be for the lips, are they? But anyway, now we're going to try Morning Dew. I'm wondering if I get a bit of Morning Dew and pop it in the centre of the lip, would it just give it a bit of sparkle? Yeah, I think it does a little bit. It's not terribly noticeable, but it's always fun when you can layer things. It does a bit, doesn't it? So let's try that. If I just pop a bit down the nose. A little bit of glow down the nose. It's a bit too dewy for me on the nose, but that's a very natural sort of finish. So I'll use the F4 brush again. I'm just going to check on my wrist there's no colour coming off it, and there's nothing, so it's completely clear. So let's try this one now as a sort of highlight. Oh yeah, that's definitely what that gives. Oh, that's really, really nice. You know, it said it wouldn't go into pores. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Oh, I love that. That's a lovely natural highlighter. Oh, that is very nice. What do you think? Super easy. Now for the test that I always do, which is let's powder on top of all of this and reapply it. So this is how to lock it in, because I think this will be gone in about 3 hours. Oh, I was going to do the hair test. Let's do the hair test. Yeah, it's all stuck to it. I was expecting that. It is quite balmy, just like the Merit. So let's go in. I've just got my Fenty pressed powder. So let's just do a light dusting of powder. I'm wearing this matte base. I don't want to reintroduce too much flat matte, to be honest. So you can see the blush underneath now. And in theory, that's now there for the day because the powder is going to keep it there. So we've got quite a nice base colour to start with. And then you can just add a tiny pot and we'll see how they work. It says it won't disturb any sort of base, but I don't know if that meant powder. So let's find out. We'll try the... Actually, I'll finish with one colour because I only need to test the formula. So should I go with the pink? I'll go with the pink because I really like the pink. And that's what I've got on my lips. And it works for my top. So let's go in with F4 again and pop a bit of this on top of powder. Yep, it's working absolutely fine on top of powder. So there we go. That is the locked in method that works for me. And should mean I've got blush on all day. My stomach is rumbling away like crazy. It's 1:30 and I haven't had breakfast yet. I was expecting to do a different video today. I've had 2 collections from Kiko Milano sitting here in this room for about 3 weeks now, and every time I sit down to film them, a new release is delivered that I've ordered, and I think it should take priority because I think you're going to want to see it faster. So I feel bad because I love Kiko. Anyway, they will be coming soon. But anyway, the reason I'm starting so late is because these products came this morning. I was expecting for them to come tomorrow. And I just had to write up my full video description with all the product information and links and create a new thumbnail and all that jazz. So that delayed me, so I haven't had breakfast yet. Anyway, don't know why I'm moaning to you about that, but that explains my tummy rumbling situation. But that worked beautifully on top. You can still see that glow from that highlighter, but I suppose if you really like the glow, you could go in and just add a tiny bit more. I wouldn't really want to because you can still see it. It's very nice. Let's just take a tiny bit there maybe. I'm not going to take it here because I can definitely still see it. That is such a gorgeous product. Super easy. Works in every way we've tried it. Definitely love. So, highly recommend. Go and have a look, see what colours they've got. If you fancy it, I would recommend it. I didn't tell you the price, did I? Let me check. They weren't terribly cheap, to be honest. £29 each. So I'm taking this off because we're going to move to Chanel, which certainly wasn't £29. But I've bought 5. I bought those 2 that I reviewed. If you saw my NARS foundation review, that one showed you the first 2 shades I got. So now I'm going to show you the next 3 that I've got. So I've got one that's a soft red pink. So I think I'll finish my look. Oh, wait a minute. I've got a warm pink and a soft red pink. Which colour shall I finish with? Warm pink, soft red. Let's go with soft red. This is my last one to try. So that one is number 124. So I'll make sure that I put that one on last. Okay, so we're going to start with, can you hear the doggies' paws outside? They're playing, I think. 102 Flying Cloud, which I'm quite excited by because it's described as a mauve lilac. So this is the Rouge Coco, the new Chanel Rouge Coco, which I fell in love with when I tried it, and I've never liked Chanel lipsticks, and I'm now officially addicted to this new line. Good colour. I'll do a swatch on my hand to show you because I do have quite pink lips and it can alter the colour. So I'll show you how it looks on my hand before you see it. Perfect cool tone. And something I love about this launch from Chanel is a lot of the shades, that's the puppy playing, a lot of the shades are cool tone. So we're not having to wait for new releases, for more editions, we're getting them straight away. We've got warms and cools and neutrals. So it's a really well thought out shade selection from Chanel. That is lovely. So there we go. If you're looking for a cool tone lip, that is my ideal sort of shade. It's gorgeous. I love that. If I've got the other 2 that I recently reviewed, have I actually got them to hand? I found them. The reason they weren't on my desk is because I put them in my handbag to take out the other day. But I wanted to show you Edinburgh, which is also a really nice cool tone. So you can see the difference between the 2. So there's the Edinburgh, and here's the one I'm trying today, the Flying Cloud number 102. So they're really nice ones if you like a cool tone lip, but this one is very cool tone, the one I've just tried on. My favourite type of lip shade that I just think goes with everything on me. So yeah, I love this one. So let's take that one off, sadly. And these do last. I remember when I first reviewed them, I was struggling to get the colour off because they are quite grippy for such a hydrating lip formula. So next we're going to go to Mademoiselle 104, which is the warm pink. So let's look at that on my hand. There. Doesn't look warm in the bullet, does it? But it looks warm as soon as I put it on my hand then. Oh yeah. Oh, do you know what? Every shade I've tried, I've loved. I don't know what magic Chanel did when they came out with this shade range, but... And I've got one more to try. But so far, I've just loved every single lip shade I've tried from this launch. Oh, that's so good. I love that. And I love cool tones, but I've got a cool tone eye look, but I quite like the contrast, I think. I like the red earlier of having warm with cool, and it just warms up the face. I love it, I really love that. So that's Mademoiselle. These are going to be just in constant rotation, these lipsticks this year. I just feel like at the moment I don't want to wear anything else. Even my Fenty might have to take a bit of a back seat. Sorry Fenty, they are over there with their own little cabinet. So I haven't quite done that. Well, Chanel's got its own tray actually. It doesn't have its own storage, specifically like Fenty. Can you hear my tummy rumbling away? Nearly at the end of the video, I can go and have breakfast, or brunch as it might really be now. I think I sort of got a bit of a liner shade there left over. Not that I wore a liner, but one of the previous lips has given me a bit. So let me put my foundation brush on my lips and that'll, yeah, give me a bit of a blank canvas. So the last one I'm going to put on now and leave on is Marie, which is the red soft pink, which is number 124. Just making sure I got the right one. Here we go. So here is Marie. Here it is in the bullet. So again, I was brave. I saw the word red and I still bought it, but it's red pink, so it wasn't maybe that brave. This looks like another stunning colour. I just love these. Oh yes. Oh yes, look at that. Oh, I love that. Honestly, I think this lipstick is my new #1 lipstick. I'm going to say it now. The colours, the finish, the longevity, the hydration, they are so phenomenal. Now I want to look for even more. I'm not allowed more. I've bought 5. My mind is literally going, shall I? I know I've bought the colours I like, so I have to be sensible. I don't want to spend this huge amount, they're around £50, on a lipstick that I'm not going to love, and I am going to use these so much. So you need to love the colour, but wow, I love every single colour. What a gorgeous lip for the summer. The other one I got, which, if I put it here, that I also said would be I think it's more perfect for spring, was the one I showed in my NARS video. Where have I put it now, honestly? La Posa. So I'm not going to try that on, but this one I think is a very nice sort of summery shade, I'd call it, and this one is more spring, La Posa. Obviously you can wear them all year round, but if you're going to really match up with the launches and things. But oh, that is so pretty, and it looks really nice with the blush shade, with the pink blush, doesn't it? So this is the reddy pink. So there we go. That's all the lipsticks and all of the cheek products. We're now going to finish off with me talking in a very non-professional way about perfume. So we're going to start with, let's start with Tom Ford. So I do actually have a lot of information on this because I did a little write-up. So first of all, I've got the name. The name of this, I can say it now, is Taormina. Taormina, that's how you pronounce it. So Taormina, there we go. And this is the box it comes in. I kept the box in case you've never bought a Tom Ford, because I haven't, and I was super thrilled with the box. I was also super thrilled because they gave me a free gift with purchase, which is this, which is so cool. It's like a handbag for your lipstick. So you can like wear it over your shoulder, I suppose. I don't know if I'd do that. Maybe I would, to be particularly bougie for an evening event. But inside the lipstick case is a mirror. Isn't that lush? So I could put this new Chanel lipstick, even though that's been very disloyal to Tom Ford. So I do apologise, Tom Ford. I do have one of my favourite lipsticks of all time on my desk, which is the Tom Ford, the Effing Fabulous. And this one is in the shade F3 Pink. This is one of the best lipsticks of all time. I don't know if I'd say I prefer the Chanel to this. They might tie for my top position. But yeah, I could pop that in there and then take that out with me. How cute is that? I absolutely adore it. I'd like this to be a bit shorter so I could put it on my bag, but I need to be bougie at least once. We've got 2 cruises booked this year, only for a week. So we always go for short breaks and spread them out, because me and my husband don't see much of each other at all, because he works away and when he is home I'm working, and the only way we get to see each other really is to book short breaks. So we do that a lot. And we managed to pick up 2 cruises with P&O in a Black Friday deals for nearly half the price. We did so well, so we've spread them out throughout the year. So my next trip away with him will be a cruise. Maybe for the posh night on the cruise I could take that with my handbag. I need to remember this. In fact, I should take the lipstick out now and just put it upstairs with one of my nice handbags. I have taken the lipstick out. What am I talking about? I should put it with my handbag so I remember to do that, because I'll forget. How I just love it. So thank you, Tom Ford. That's a fantastic free gift. I love it. And it even came in that lovely box. And what a lovely gift. I just love Tom Ford. But I've never loved a Tom Ford perfume until now. And that's why we're really here. So this is the Taormina Orange. So they've always been a bit too woody and a little bit masculine, traditional masculine fragrances for my personal taste. I do like fruity fragrances. I do like sweet fragrances. I do like a bit of earthy fragrances as well though, but they're always a bit much for me. But this one, let's get the description. The fragrance is inspired by the citrus groves and sea air of Sicily and blends juicy blood orange with aromatic cardamom. I adore cardamom, soft orange flower and slightly bitter orange bigarade oil, grounded by patchouli and oak moss. There's not a single scent that I read out there that I don't love. That's why I knew I had to get this. The result is a bright, sun-drenched citrus scent with a soft, woody warmth underneath. So it's not overly sweet at all, but I do like those sort of notes underneath. So this is the perfect combination, but this is real summer, it really is. And I wore this the other day when I took my dog for his groom, and my groomer said afterwards, when we went to pick him up, what perfume are you wearing? Because I could smell it on the dog the whole time I was grooming him, and it's amazing. So that gives you an idea of the throw on this. I did hear someone say that this one in particular has incredible longevity. I would personally say that after about 4 or 5 hours I feel I need a top up. So that's good. But it's not all day fragrance like the new Dior that I've been loving. I don't have that to hand. The Mist Dior, the small ones, the Dior rosy something. Anyway, if you know me, you know which one. I love it. That one literally will be there when I go to bed. In fact, I can smell it in my hair the next day. That doesn't happen with this one, but it is stunning. But I'm most excited. I wanted to pop a picture up actually of the area. I'll just do that quickly before I move on to the next one. Taormina is a place in Sicily. I've found a picture of it, so I'll pop that on the screen for you now so you can see the picture. So Taormina is one of the most beautiful coastal towns in Sicily. Located high on a cliff overlooking the brilliant turquoise waters of the Ionian Sea, sitting on the eastern side of the island near Mount Etna, the town has been famous for centuries for its dramatic views, Mediterranean light and lush vegetation. The area has been a destination for travellers, writers and artists since ancient times, when the Greeks first settled there around the 8th century BC, and later the Romans expanded it into an elegant resort town, and today its historic streets, terraces and ancient theatre still look out across the sparkling sea. It's particularly known for its abundant citrus groves, particularly blood oranges, which thrive in the volcanic soil and warm Mediterranean climate created by the nearby Mount Etna. So those citrus orchards, combined with sea air, sun-heated stone and aromatic vegetation, create the distinctive scent of the Sicilian coastline, which is what inspired this. So that's the landscape that inspired Taormina Orange from Tom Ford. I know that was a very long description, but when I wrote all that down, I thought I needed to tell you that. So, and the blood orange, it says, reflects the fruit grown throughout the region, with orange flower which echoes the blossoms that perfume the Mediterranean air. Slightly bitter edge of orange bigarade, I keep getting that right, bigarade oil mirrors the complexity of the citrus trees, where sweetness and sharpness exist together. But then the patchouli and oak moss bring the warmth of the Mediterranean, the landscape, evoking sun-warmed earth, greenery, and the mineral character of the cliffs above the Ionian Sea. Isn't this a fab description? Because I can't, I've got something on my lip, I can't describe fragrances, so I'm very glad I've got all this information. I'm sorry about the puppy, I don't know if he's deafening, but he's not stopping, is he? A place where citrus orchards, sea breeze and golden sunlight combine into a unique, vibrant and elegant environment. In this way, the fragrance is not simply named after Taormina, it's designed to translate the landscape, climate and botanical character of Sicily into a scent. And I've been to Sicily, I haven't actually got close to Mount Etna, I've seen it, but I love Italy. And I just love the idea of that sort of fragrance. I'm so sorry about the puppy, he's been a nightmare. So let me put a bit of this on, and I won't rub my wrist together, I am learning. You do not do that. So now I'm really getting orange. It does change and you get those notes that come in at the end, which is the moss, was it? But anyway, I won't go over it again. I want to tell you about the fragrance. When I ordered from John Lewis, this came in my parcel and it said this is Montblanc collection and the perfume is called Neroli Lattes. So here's the little leaflet. So they just gave me this tiny sample, which I've got here. This is the one that I was smelling today, and I think it's going to be so gorgeous layered with this, but it's perfect on its own as well. But I love to layer perfumes. Top notes with this one, it has patchouli in the base notes, so the Tom Ford had patchouli, didn't it? But the top notes are bergamot, the heart notes neroli, and then the base notes patchouli. So we had with the Tom Ford, let me just see the crossover, it was just patchouli, I think. Yeah, so that's the only one. So I think they'll play nicely together, but you can add a bit of neroli and bergamot on top, and I just think it'll be a really nice layer. So let me try it. I'll put a spray there. But if you like neroli, which I adore, me and my husband both adore neroli. Oh, it works, it works, it works. You get neroli with that hit of orange. Oh wow, this is going to be the fragrance of the summer. Maybe the fragrance of a lifetime, because honestly, this combination is everything. Oh wow. Oh, that's just delightful. Anyway, I literally went straight on the website and bought this. For £135, you get 125 millilitres. Whereas Tom Ford, I think it's about 280 for 50 millilitres, which is what I got, because I'm not buying a big one. And I did manage to get it for less by going on the Origins website. If anyone's looking in the UK, I managed to buy this for less by going on the Origins. No, I didn't buy it, but I found it for less, because I bought this straight from Tom Ford. But I think they do now have it on the Origins website. But the reason I was thinking of buying on the Origins website is they also sent with my parcel the Tom Ford Fig that launched, which I didn't get. I love Fig, but I just thought I don't like Tom Ford, but they just happened to send this fairly decent sized sample. So there's 4 millilitres, so that's a really nice sample, isn't it? I'll keep this bottle. But wow, did I love this as well. I love Fig, so I'm going to be getting this from Origins because it's a lot less for some reason, and I'll be getting it and I'll be using that for my autumn winter fragrances and playing around with layering. So we'll talk about that in the autumn, because I never got around to doing my perfume video that I promised you of all the different things I love to layer. I did a full video. I didn't film it, but I wrote it all out of all the things I like to layer, the descriptions of the fragrances. I've even got a bag on the floor of all of them, but now we're in spring, summer, I can't really do it. So I probably need to think of a spring, summer one, and hopefully we'll have a quiet period where I can do that if you'd be interested. But, oh wow, honestly, this, it's just delicious. It's absolutely amazing. I love it. Anyway, I need to go and eat. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I know I've gone on and on and on and gone off track, so I do apologise. Sometimes I can be very long-winded. I know that, but most of you who follow me know that, so hopefully you don't mind. Anyway, I do hope you found this helpful. I am so in love with these lip products from Chanel. I truly am, and these fragrances. And I think this from Bobbi Brown, this stick, is very, very, very good. I'm not going to say it's the best out there because it isn't, but it's very, very good. It's up there with one of the best. And you can get different shades, so I recommend checking it out, I really do. But yeah, these lips, this perfume, heavenly. So there we go. If you have enjoyed this, please do hit the like button, and please do comment below about everything I've tried. If you've got any thoughts, I would love to hear them. Any recommendations you might have for me or other people as well. But if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for being here at the end of this review. But if you're not, I would be delighted if you did. And I really do hope to see all of you again in my next video. Take care, everybody. Bye.